Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Marguerite. I'll be guiding you through this afternoon's Hatha Yoga practice. To begin, join me in a seated position on the mat. Join me in seated easy pose, Sukhasana. So the legs are bent, the knees are bent. One shin is placed in front of the other. The feet are relaxed. The seat bones rooted into the earth. The spine is in natural curvature, lengthening. Belly button is engaged. Belly button aims to the spine. Shoulders are rolled back and down. Crown of the head aims for the ceiling. Palms of the hand rests on the thighs or face the ceiling. Sukhasana. To bring comfort into this pose, you may wish to elevate the pelvis slightly above the knees. You may do so by joining me and sitting on either a pillow, a block, a bolster, or a blanket, whatever you have handy. Another way to add comfort is to support the knees. We may place a folded blanket under both knees for balance support, even a block, anything that allows your knees to gently sink into the earth for that extra support can be used. If you'd like to support the ankles, or if the ankles are uncomfortable, or even the knees, feel free to straighten one or both legs out in front of you. You can always add a little blanket under the backs of the knees. You may roll the blanket for a little bit of support as well underneath the backs of the knees. Okay, now that we've all found a comfortable position, I invite you to practice with me ahimsa throughout our physical practice. Ahimsa is the practice of non-violence. And in our practice, I invite you to notice ways in which you can bring loving kindness to your body, or ways in which you can practice kindness and non-violence to your body. So let's find comfort and joy in our poses. And I'd also like to invite you to notice how you're feeling in each pose or position. Okay, so again, rooting the seat bones. The spine is lengthened and curving naturally. The chin might be slightly tucked. The shoulders are rolled back and down. The crown of the head aims for the ceiling and the palms are resting. Let's inhale through the nose. As we inhale, we might feel the belly expand as the air fills the belly. We might feel the ribcage expand slightly as we fill the lungs. You might imagine filling your whole torso with oxygen all the way up to the collarbones. On the exhale, allow the chin to gently drop to the chest, gazing down. You may allow micro movements, nodding the head, yes and no, through the neck. Inhale, chin lifts back to neutral position, gazing forward. Exhale, chin gently drops to the chest, gazing down again. Inhale, gaze comes back to neutral, chin lifts. On the next exhale, allow the right ear to gently aim down to the right shoulder as you gaze to the left or up. Inhale, Gaze comes back to neutral. Exhale, contract the belly, root the seat bones. Shoulders rolled back and down. Allow the left ear to aim to the left shoulder, gazing to the right or up. Inhale, gaze comes back to neutral, tilting the head back, gazing straight ahead. Exhale, contract the belly button, contract the ribs. Feel the air moving back up, up, up through the back of the throat, out through the nose. On the next inhale, raise both arms up to the ceiling, palms facing one another. You may gaze up between the thumbs, or you may gaze straight ahead if that's more comfortable. Exhale, both arms float back down to the sides. Inhale, allow both arms to extend up, gazing up or forward, shoulders rolled back and down. Exhale, both arms float back down. On the next inhale, raise the right arm only. Place the left palm on the floor next to your hips for support as you lean over to the left, gazing to the right or up under the arm. You may feel a lengthening in the right side body. Exhale, right arm floats back down to the sides. Inhale, left arm floats up. Right palm planted, sit bones planted both sides, leaning over to the right, gazing to the left. Exhale, left arm floats back down. Inhale, right arm floats up, left palm supports, leaning to the left, gazing to the right, rooting both seat bones down into the earth. Exhale, right arm floats down. Inhale, left arm floats up, right palm supports you, leaning to the right. You might gaze to the left or to the ceiling. Exhale, left arm floats down. Seated cat-cow. On an exhale, we're going to curve our spine in that C shape, just like the spine of a cat when it's curving. So exhale, contract the belly, contract the rib cage, feel the air flow up and out through the nose, allowing that curvature through the spine. The chin may fall to the chest. You may gaze at the belly and support yourself with your hands on your knees as you curve your spine into that C shape. Cat. Inhale through the nose. Feel yourself gently straightening the back, expanding. Feel the air enter into the belly. Feel the ribs. Feel it fill up and maybe open the chest. You might feel yourself gaze up as the chin aims to the ceiling. The tailbone might flick back towards the back of the room. Cow. Exhale. Contract the belly. Contract the ribs. Think about that C curve, curvature, that cat curve in the spine. The chin may fall down to the chest. You may gaze at your belly as you contract. Inhale, feel the spine lengthening out again. Feel the air fill that torso, feel the chest expand. You may start to gaze up, flexing through the back, tailbone to the back, gazing up. You may feel a lengthening in the front of the neck. Cow. Exhale, allow the air to move up and through the nose, contracting the belly button to the spine, curving that back into that C shape, the cat shape. Looking down at your belly. Inhale, let's expand and bring ourselves back to neutral position, gazing forward, sit bones planted, spine naturally curving, crown of the head towards the ceiling, chin might be gently tucked. Preparation for Sufi grind. If we think about the grinding motion, we think about circular movements. And for Sufi grind, we're going to focus on that grinding movements with our torso. So let's think about circular motions we can create with different parts of our upper body. We might start with the head or the neck. See if you can create circular motions. We might look down, dropping the chin to the chest, gazing down to the, and then moving to the left. The chin comes up. We might gaze up as we circle back to the right. Looking down, chin to the chest, to the left. Chin comes up, gazing at the ceiling, to the right. Feel free to create your own circular movements. Maybe you want to change the direction, go in the opposite direction, all the while being gentle with that neck. Let's think about creating circular motions with the shoulders. Maybe one shoulder rolls back, then the other. Creating those circles. Maybe both shoulders roll back and around in unison. We might try rolling our shoulders forward, one and then the other, or both together. Let's think about incorporating arms, circles with the arms. We might think about creating big, large circles with both arms. Maybe we can create smaller circles. Maybe we can incorporate the elbows, bent elbows. What does that feel like? We can change the direction of the circles. Let's lubricate our joints. And finally, let's look at circular movements we can create with the wrists. So what is your natural inclination? Do your wrists go in unison, both towards the same direction? They go in opposite directions when you create these circles? Do you naturally want to incorporate circles with the arms, the wrists, the shoulders, the neck? And finally, let's think about creating circular motions with the torso as we circle over the hips from the hips. So we might roll over the thighs, going to the left, rolling back. You might support yourself with your palms on your knees, to the right, moving forward, to the left, curving back. You might naturally feel yourself creating those cat-cow positions. As we roll over the thighs and forward, you might inhale, feeling the chest expand and the gaze naturally move up to the left. And as we move back. We might feel that cat curvature position as we look down. Exhaling. Inhale as we curve over the thighs, looking up, expanding the belly. Exhaling, creating that curve, that cat position as we curve towards the back. Inhale. Exhale, curve the spine. Inhale, moving over, gazing up, moving over the thighs. Exhaling, creating those circles from the hips, hinging from the hips. Once you're ready, you can find stillness again, coming back to Sukhasana, seated easy pose. Sufi grind is a great way to massage the insides of the body, and when we curve our spines in those cat-cow positions, we are practicing incorporating mobility through the spine. So these are great ways to make sure we keep our spines healthy and even our joints lubricated as we move through these circular positions. Okay, so again, plant those seat bones, lengthen the spine, contract the belly button to the spine, shoulders roll back and down, crown of the head aimed at the ceiling and the palms resting on the thighs. I invite you to make sure you are comfortable, so if you want to change the position slightly, again, you're invited to straighten one or both of the legs, or to find support under the knees, or to place yourself on a pillow or a bolster or a black as we sit. Now that our bodies are warmed up a little bit, let's discuss today's theme. So the theme for our class today is the Sacral Chakra, Svadhisthana. So in yogic tradition, we believe that the body has 7 main energy centers or chakras, and they spin like wheels. And when all of these energy centers are balanced and are spinning and are open, we are healthy and aligned, and we can move in harmony with the universe. Now, each energy center or chakra is associated with a color. So you can think about the color of the rainbow, and it starts with the color red at the bottom for the root chakra or the Muladhara, and we move through the different colors all the way to the top, to the crown, which the crown chakra usually associated with gold or purple. Today, we're going to focus on the second chakra, Sacral Chakra, Svadhisthana, and it is associated with the color orange. So red, orange. Svadhisthana is located below the belly button and above the root chakra. So right in our lower abdomen, right by our lower abdomen here. And the taste associated with the sacral chakra is sweetness. So if you think about sweet orange foods, I always imagine mandarin oranges. They're juicy, they're sweet, they're refreshing. Any other sweet orange foods that you can imagine, we imagine those associated with the sacral chakra. The element associated with the sacral chakra is the water element. Water is often associated with feminine energy or the moon, and it's also associated with emotions. So when we think about water, we often think about emotions and creativity. So as you might notice, the sacral chakra is located very close to our reproductive organs. So this chakra is all about creativity, pleasure, creating things, birthing new ideas or projects into this reality. And when this chakra is blocked, it can often mean that we might have some emotions stored in our body that we didn't deal with or feel fully in the present moment, and they can become stored in the body. It could also mean that some traumas from the past are stored in the body. It's often believed that many of our traumas and emotions can get stored in our bodies, and especially around the hips. So when we practice balancing the sacral chakra, we often practice hip opening poses. That way, when our body relaxes enough and we practice opening those hips gently and naturally, oftentimes this allows us to release old emotions or stuck emotions or traumas that we weren't ready to deal with in the moment, so that we can more lightly flow through life without old baggage. The seed sound or mantra associated with the sacral chakra is VAM, V-A-M, if we want to attribute letters to it. And the beauty is when we create that sound, the vibration can help to balance that chakra. So I invite you to chant, to try it out with me if you'd like. We'll chant VAM 3 times. If you're not comfortable, feel free to continue to think about how you're feeling. Maybe you want to think about your favorite orange foods while we're chanting. So inhale through the nose. On the exhale, VAM. Inhale, VAM. Inhale, VAM. Our pranayama exercise is 3-part yogic breath. You're welcome to stay in Sukhasana, in our seated easy pose for this exercise, or if you'd like to add more comfort, feel free to lie on your back in supine position. The legs are straightened, the arms are to the sides, or one palm may rest gently on the lower belly, the other palm on the ribs. Again, if you're choosing to lie down, feel free to support yourself. Maybe place a blanket under the neck or a blanket under the backs of the knees. If you're joining me in seated pose, you can stay in Sukhasana. So the beauty of pranayama exercise is, if you think about the words pranayama, prana, roughly meaning universal life force, and it's believed that everything in the universe vibrates and is filled with prana. So whether it's a rock, a stone, a tree, a flower, a human, an animal, everything vibrates with prana. And yama could be translated as constraint or control or even harnessing. So pranayama is the exercise of controlling or harnessing universal life force in our bodies. And the way in which we do this is through our breath. So we can use our breath to direct prana or life force through our bodies. And when prana can freely flow through our bodies, we are vibrant, we are healthy, and we can move in unison with the universe without restriction, without restricting or ignoring or trying to work against the present moment. So 3-part yogic breath. We'll start by placing one hand on the lower belly, close to our sacral chakra. The other can rest on your rib cage. This can allow you to feel the air as it moves in and out of your body. Again, start by rooting the seat bones, lengthening the spine, rolling the shoulders back and down. And then let's exhale, contracting the abdominal muscles. The belly button moves to the spine, contracting the ribs, allowing the air to leave our body through the nostrils. Inhale through the nose, filling the belly, feeling the rib cage might expand, chest might expand as we are oxygenating our blood. Filling the torso up with air all the way to the collarbones. And then exhale through the nose, belly button to spine, contract the abdominals, contract the rib cage. Allowing the air to move up and out through the back of the throat and the nostrils. If you're comfortable, feel free to close your eyes or to gently gaze at the ground ahead of you. Inhale, fill the belly. Allow the ribs to expand, fill the lungs. Feel the chest maybe expand. Fill your torso up all the way to the collarbones. Exhale, belly button to spine, contract the abdominals. The ribs contract. The air flows up, up, up through the back of the throat. You might hear it through the nostrils. I invite you to gently practice this on your own with your own breath cycle for a couple of minutes. It's a beautiful, relaxing practice. When you're ready, feel free to allow the palms of the hands to gently come back to the thighs. We're moving into our meditation portion. Today's meditation is called Shikantaza. It's a Zen meditation, and it's about allowing everything to be as it is. This is the meditation of contemplation, surrender. So in terms of emotions, we can often go through life labeling some emotions as good or bad, trying to avoid some of the more difficult emotions. And I invite you to think about allowing the full range of emotions to move freely through your body, knowing that all emotions are part of our experience, and it's okay to feel all of the emotions. They can come and they can go and move freely through our bodies. So as we practice Shikantaza, allowing everything to be as it is, this is a beautiful meditation because we can just allow, we can just relax. We don't have to control our breaths, we don't have to control our minds, we don't have to control our thoughts. We sit and we allow and we surrender. If you'd like to add a mudra to your meditation, I invite you to join me in Dhyani mudra. So mudra is also a lock. So it's another way for our bodies to, that we use to control prana. So it can be a hand gesture that is said to lock or control prana. It can also be a shape of the body. So Dhyani mudra is the mudra of enlightenment and contemplation. So the back of the right hand rests in the palm of the left and the tips of the thumbs touch. You may gently rest your hands in your lap, or if you'd like, you can place a pillow or a blanket in your lap and rest your hands on the blanket or the pillow. So Dhyani mudra, the left palm symbolizes illusion or maya, and then the right hand symbolizes overcoming illusion and seeing what really is. So as we sit in our Shikantaza meditation, if you'd like to join me in Dhyani mudra, feel free to do so. This is the meditation of allowing. Notice the feelings you are feeling. Notice your thoughts. Don't try to chase anything away or to attract anything or control anything. Let's just allow things to be as they really are, knowing that it's exactly as it needs to be. Let's practice this for a few minutes. Feel free to close your eyes if that is comfortable, or you can just gently rest your gaze on the floor ahead of you. Okay, if your eyes are closed, I invite you to gently flicker them open, to bring your awareness back to your surroundings. I wonder what you guys felt during your meditation. Did you notice any emotions? Okay, let's allow our legs to find some relief. So I invite you to place both feet flat on the mat in front of you. Knees are bent. The feet are about hip width distance apart, maybe 2 fists between the feet. Seat bones are planted. Spine is lengthening. You may place the palms of your hand on the sides beside your hips on the ground for support. On an exhale, we'll allow both knees to gently fall to the right, gazing to the left. And again, feel free to place a blanket or a block under the knees for support. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. On the exhale, both knees may fall to the left, gazing to the right. Inhale, bringing back to center. Both knees to the left on the exhale, on the right on the exhale, gazing to the left. Inhaling, the knees come back to center. On the exhale, knees fall to the left, gaze to the right. Inhale, knees come back to center. Feel free to straighten both legs out in front of you. Again, you may stay seated on a pillow or a block or a bolster. If you'd like support under the backs of the knees, feel free to place a blanket under the backs of the knees. You may flex the feet. So the legs are straightened in front of us. The feet are flexed. The toes aim towards the ceiling. The seat bones are planted. The spine is lengthening. The crown of the head towards the ceiling. The shoulders are rolled back and down in alignment over the hips. And the palms of the hands are placed on the mat beside the hips. So seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. On the inhale, raise both arms up to the ceiling. You may gaze up. On the exhale, hinging forward from the hips, we may gently bend over the thighs, allowing the arms to float down. The hands may bind with the feet, or the hands may rest on the shins or the knees. You may look down at your knees or look straight ahead over the toes. Notice how you're feeling. We may try to create a little bit of length through the spine as we inhale. On the exhale, straighten the spine, coming back to our seated position. One-legged forward fold with left knee bent. I invite you to bend the left knee, placing the flaps of the foot against the right thigh. Again, support your left knee with a blanket if that's comfortable. Rooting the seat bones. Your torso might gently turn or tilt towards the right foot. The right foot is flexed. The toes are raised to the ceiling. The spine is lengthened. Inhale. You may raise the arms up if that's comfortable. On the exhale, hinging forward from the hips. You may bend over the right thigh. The hands may bind with the foot or may rest on the shin or the knee. If you'd like some support, you may gently bend the right knee or even place a blanket under the right knee. And breathe. Let's try to create some length through the spine, gazing at the right knee or gazing straight ahead. Inhale, straighten the back, and you may straighten the left leg, resting next to the right leg. Seated forward fold, right knee bent. So bend the right knee, place the flat of the foot against the left thigh. Again, feeling free to allow a block or a blanket to support that right knee. Seat bones are planted, left foot is flexed, toes to the ceiling. Spine is lengthening, shoulders rolled back and down. Crown of the head to the ceiling, torso bent, twirled slightly to move over the left leg. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, gently fold from the hips over that left leg. The hands may bind with the toes on the left foot or fall on the knees or the shins of the left leg. We gaze at the toes or down at the knee, creating length through the spine as we inhale. Are you feeling comfortable, uncomfortable? You may gently bend the left knee if that gives more comfort. Inhale, straightening the spine. Right leg straightens and rests next to the left leg. Our next pose, Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. This is a beautiful hip opening pose, and as we talked about earlier on, when we open our hips, when we practice hip opening poses, we might feel ourselves releasing some emotions or experiencing interesting emotions. I invite you to just feel them and allow them to move through you if you're ready. So for this pose, again, feel free to sit on a pillow. We're going to bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together, and you may choose to see what feels better, how far away from the pelvis you want the feet to rest. So find a comfortable position. The seat bones are planted, the spine is lengthened. Shoulders are rolled back and down. Feel free to rest the hands on the feet, or you can just rest them on your ankles. If you want, you can flutter your butterfly wings. So we can look at a butterfly here. You can gently flutter those butterfly wings a little bit. Also, again, if you'd like to find some support, place a pillow or a blanket under the knees. Inhale. On the exhale, we might hinge from the hips and gently fold over our feet. The hands again can hug the feet or be placed on the floor in front of you. You may look down at the feet. We try to lengthen through the spine as we fold, so that we're hinging from the hips as we fold over. Be gentle with yourself. Find a way to love your body. Allowing your body to be exactly as it is, knowing that it's perfect, exactly as it is. Inhale, come back to center, lengthening the spine. You might choose to do a few windshield wiper movements. We're going to come back into supine position, so I invite you. You may bend both knees, support yourself with your right hand as you fold down onto the right forearm. Maybe support yourself with the left arm, coming down into supine position. Rolling back onto your spine. For happy baby, bend the knees, bring them to the chest. You may place the arms between the knees, aiming to touch the sides of the feet, binding with the feet. The knees are wide open, and the soles of the feet are aimed towards the ceiling. Quick release. Preparation for Shavasana, corpse pose. Lengthen the legs. Allow the arms to the side of the body, laying down beside the body. Rolling the shoulder back and down. You might make small changes with the hips. You might support the neck with a blanket. Maybe place a blanket underneath the backs of the knees. The palms may face up. The legs may roll out and the feet may roll out to the sides. Allow yourself to relax, to sink into the earth. You may close your eyes. Allow the body to sink into the earth. Allow every cell in the body to relax, to surrender, to be supported by the earth. Close the eyes. Allow yourself to return to the earth. attention to come back to your body. Notice your breathing. You might invite slight movements back into your body. You might move the ankles, the wrists, the hips, the neck. When you are ready, I invite you to roll over on the right side. You might lay your head on your right arm, extended arm. Support yourself with the left palm planted on the floor beside you. Take one breath cycle here, inhaling and exhaling. On an inhale, push yourself up and join me in a seated position, Sukhasana, seated easy pose, or if you prefer a kneeling pose, you may kneel and place the seat bones on the backs of the heels. Thank you for joining me for today's Hatha practice. I invite you all, let's end our practice with one chant of VAM, Sacral Chakra seed mantra. So inhale, VAM. Thank you for joining me.